Just kidding. My audio's fine. I just wanted to mess with you. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Swan Lounge, where we hang with the Swans and some friends of the Swans. I don't know why I'm in a singing mood, but I am, so I'm just going to roll with it. Bitcoiners, pre-coiners, no coiners, and new coiners, welcome to Swan Lounge, a weekly show in which you get to hang out with the Swan team and some of our friends from the incredibly exciting world of Bitcoin. What, you thought I was going to say something else? We talk about Bitcoin every week. Of course we're talking about Bitcoin. Now, before we dive in, we are doing something that I still think is incredibly special, even though we've been doing it since the show started. We're giving away Jan's book, Inventing Bitcoin, for free in an effort to spread Bitcoin knowledge. Now, how do you get the book? What do you do? You go to swanbitcoin.com/free book. And if you're a SwanForce member, you just go to your SwanForce dashboard where you can find a link right there that you can share with all your friends and family. And if they, they download the book or they sign up for Swan, you still get the credit. Win-win. Now, where was I? I got lost there. Sometimes I read off the script and sometimes I go off the cuff. And I was trying to go off the cuff and see if I had it down pat. I don't quite have it yet, but I'm getting there. All right, so if you're not signed up for SwanForce, that's where I was going. If you're not signed up for SwanForce, what are you doing? Go to swanbitcoin.com/enlist. It is a great program. It's our referral program. You will earn sats for minting new Bitcoiners, for referring people, for telling people about the greatest financial revolution the world has ever seen. I'm channeling my inner Max Kaiser, and I'm having so much fun. I got to remember to breathe. All right. Go to swanbitcoin.com/enlist. You sign up. You will get 25% of Swan's fees for 3 years. And the person signing up using your link will use, what will they use? I can't talk today. I got to stop going off the script. I'm going off script. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I need to be Ron Burgundy. Read the whole script. SwanForce? Little joke. All right, never mind. They will get $10 for signing up using your link. So go to swanbitcoin.com/enlist. All right, and make sure to watch to the end of the episode. Why? Because we do SwanForce Fridays, where we put our guests on the spot. We give them 60 seconds to give us their best Bitcoin pitch. I'm sorry, guests, I didn't warn you about this ahead of time. I never do. So we're going to see how you can pitch Bitcoin. You're going to choose someone. Maybe it's your mom, your grandma, your best friend, Nouriel Rubini, Peter Schiff, whoever it is. You're going to pitch Bitcoin to them. You're going to get 60 seconds to do your best job. And hopefully we learn a little bit. We'll see how it goes. And finally, I'd like to, well, not finally, there's a few more things here. You know it, folks. I'd like to welcome anyone who is new to the show and new to Swan Bitcoin. Now, what is Swan Bitcoin? Hold on. I just knocked over my microphone. These swans, you got to be careful, these swans, all right? What is Swan Bitcoin? Swan Bitcoin is the easiest and best way to buy Bitcoin in the United States of America. Where is it? You go to swanbitcoin.com. We are live in all 50 states, including territories like Puerto Rico and Guam. We offer recurring buys, automatic recurring buys, instant buys, and we recently launched Swan Private for corporations and high net worth individuals. If you're interested in those services, please go to swanbitcoin.com/private. Now, before I bring in our guests, and I promise this is the last thing, you know what I'm going to say if you're a regular listener, and I hope you've already done it, please hit that like button and hit subscribe. Why? Because doing so, it helps us. It helps us get seen on YouTube, which helps us grow the show, which helps us spread the good word about Bitcoin, which is why we are all here. Okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to breathe out. We got a big show, so I'm going to breathe in. All right, now I'm ready. Without any further ado, actually a little bit of further ado, I'm unmuting our guests, which I always forget to do. Without any further ado, it is time. Hold on. All right, a little bit more further ado. I'm sorry about the further ado. It's a real pain. There we go. It's time for Swan Lounge. Welcome, everybody. Hey. What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at Peter Schiff? Nouriel Rubini? Or me? All the time.
I was laughing at your intro. That was so entertaining.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain. I try. And if I can't entertain, I've got these swans here to back me up. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Swan Lounge. Nobody likes ventriloquism, so I'm going to stop. What a week, huh? Wait, hold on. I got to introduce our guests. Nobody knows who you are. Actually, everyone knows names there. We've got Brittney Castro of Financially Wise Inc. We'll get into what that is in a little bit. We've got John. John, how do I pronounce your name without butchering it? Fakhoury? Oh, you're muted.
On mute.
I unmuted you, so this isn't my fault.
I really think this is the best way to have me as a guest is muted, but John Fakhoury is the way to play it.
Fakhoury,
you got it.
Got it. We've got Steven. Steven, are we doxing your last name today?
Yeah, Steven Lubka. Yeah, Zambala Hodl on Twitter.
And of course, we've got Brandon Quidham. And of course, Camilla, who is still bullish, although I am more bullisher than she is.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice you did that.
It's been a week. You know, we've got some things to talk about. A few things that were bullish, a few things that made me laugh. Of course, MicroStrategy. They completed a $1.05 billion offering, yet another offering. They're probably going to do another one tomorrow, the day after. Who knows? We'll see. They now have more than 90,000 Bitcoin. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. Square bought another $170 million of Bitcoin. I just saw that Silvergate Bank, their shares have surged more than 1,900% since they went public in 2019, I believe. So there's a lot of bullish things going on in the world of Bitcoin. The Canadian ETF, they added another $417 Bitcoin. So they now have over 10,000 Bitcoin. And perhaps most importantly, I have been stacking every day with Swan. I've been using the daily stack. So, okay, Canadian ETF adding 400 Bitcoin, cool. But, you know, my number's going up also. And hopefully yours are too. I like to hear myself talk, hence what I just did. So what's everyone up to? What was your week like? Let's get into it. Maybe we go around, our guests can introduce themselves a little bit, tell them about what they do, and then we can go from there. Brittney, you were the first guest I booked for this show. Not to say that our other guests aren't important, but because of that reason, why don't you go first?
Thank you. I feel like this is my initiation into the cool kids group. I really am excited. I'm Brittney. I'm a certified financial planner. I've been in the financial space for 15 years, have my own RIA, worked with private clients. Last year, I sold that part of my company. So now I just focus on content creation with brands to promote financial literacy. I create content for my own brand. I'm getting really interested in Bitcoin. I think I personally have some, and for me, it's like interesting because a lot of CFPs for this whole time haven't really talked about it with their clientele, and that's like my world, like the financial planning world. Except over the last few months, we've seen how that you have to, like, if you're a CFP and a financial professional working with your clientele, have an RIA financial firm, you can't use the excuse of, yeah, you want some Bitcoin or crypto, go over there and figure it out yourself. So I think there's a huge space, especially, you know, being a woman in finance. I've always enjoyed educating other women investors. And I think, like, with Clubhouse and the merge of everything happening in our world, is the prime opportunity. I wasn't really interested in a lot of content for a few months after I sold my clientele. I was kind of figuring out, what do I want to do next? What do I want to talk about next? So now I'm very excited to talk more about investing, specifically in Bitcoin and crypto, among like that financial planning community, women investors community, and kind of be like another voice or educator in that space. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm learning a ton. Clubhouse, I'm telling you, the Bitcoin rabbit hole in Clubhouse. You know, it's like you kind of see the scale of where everybody stands on this subject, and it's been quite entertaining, and I've been having a lot of fun just meeting so many smart people like all of you, and I'm excited to be here and learn more.
I'd love to hear that. It's nice to see more financial planners in the space. We've had Andy Edstrom for a while now, and he seemed like the only one, you know? So I'm glad that there are more stepping up to the plate and understanding the importance of Bitcoin and getting their clients involved. And Clubhouse, we'll talk about Clubhouse later, because everybody here is a Clubhouse addict, I guess, for lack of better words. All right, Steven.
Hey, Brittney. Hey, everybody. My name is Steven, and I'm a Bitcoin consultant. I work with high net worth individuals and corporate planners and navigating. You're getting into Bitcoin. What questions do you have? How to invest? How to make the right decisions for your portfolio, for your company. I also work with individual investors. I work with smaller investors too that are trying to navigate this space, navigate security, custody, all the questions that come up. And I also source development resources. So for anybody that's looking to build a Bitcoin product, you're trying to do software, love to work with you, love to build out more of the Bitcoin stack, more Bitcoin products. And yeah.
I love it. All right, John. So John is one of these guys who I get on Clubhouse, and the one of the beautiful things about Clubhouse is it introduced me to all these Bitcoiners who I didn't know in my Twitter circle, right? And Bitcoin is global. There are people everywhere. There are people who, surprise, surprise, aren't even on Twitter. Mind blowing. John is one of those guys. He is on Twitter, and I get on Clubhouse, and there's this guy, and he's just like leading the room and keeping everything on track, and like the most polite guy I've ever met, and bringing up all the great topics. And I'm just like, this is a cool guy. We got to get to know this guy, John. And then, well, we'll talk about his Satoshi Sunday service a little bit later. But John, who are you? You're a family man. You support some great causes.
This is only going downhill from here, Brittney. I think you did a great job, man. But, you know, the funny thing is I actually fought the Twitter sphere, and only you guys were able to convince me to jump on Twitter. Ironically enough, I got on Twitter the day 45 got kicked off, so I found that to be pretty ironic. And I guess I'll always have a memory as to how that happened. But all joking aside, my wife doesn't like to talk about Bitcoin, and so Clubhouse has given me the opportunity to save a marriage, not just a financial plan. But yeah, as to Brittney pointed, I'm a dad who's raising non-fiat children. I lead 2 humans. They are polite enough to call me dad. One of them is. The other one's still spitting on me and pissing on me, so we're still working on it. But yeah, man, started a bunch of technology companies, got lucky with a few, been able to play some angel investment plays, and also an aside, man, like I just found Bitcoin through a fiends of like not wanting to F it up, man. So I grew up really, really poor. This neighborhood I live in now was really, really hood. Had to spend my entire life getting out of it, then spent the rest of my life trying to be able to afford to get back in it. And so we're left at a place now where I kind of haven't, humbly broke the poverty cycle for my family. I just kind of panicked and realized, oh my God, this is how I can preserve this for my kids. And so Clubhouse has been a fun place to be able to meet some people that I didn't know are as crazy as me. And now more, I guess more reassuringly, there's a lot more of you guys that are way more crazy than me. So it made me feel a lot better about my level of psychosis on this particular topic. But yeah, I mean, Clubhouse has been a fun place to meet people that I think are like-minded, like-spirited. It's been fun. So Breck, you feel the same way about you and the whole Swan crew and just everybody else that's kind of come together in this weird little tribe on Clubhouse.
It is definitely special. All right. The Swan folks think that they're getting out of this, but they're not. They're not. Camilla, what is going on in your life these days? You've joined the Swan team in a big way. I'd love to hear about that a little bit and your Bitcoin journey, and let's hear it.
Yeah, so I absolutely love my Bitcoin journey because a lot of you know that I've only been in the space for about 3 months, and I just took a deep dive into it, deep down the rabbit hole, and it's been a blessing because you get to meet, like John said, amazing people that you can talk to this about. My husband's the one that got me into it, but he goes to work, so I don't have anyone to talk to. And you jump in on Clubhouse and you start hearing all of these amazing conversations, and it just gets you more bullish. And I have the blessing to also be on the Swan team. So I work as their social media manager. And this month has been a fun journey. And we're going to start kicking it up a notch as the months come and just make it a lot more fun. And I don't know if you guys saw my videos this week, but that's the whole point is we're trying to target all different types of people and just kind of show people that, this is not an intimidating space at all. It can be really fun and you can learn a lot. So super happy to be here.
Love it. I think you went down the rabbit hole faster than Michael Saylor did. So props to you.
Thank you. And I bought before Elon. So
Camilla, you just got me to hit the smash buy right there. That's one time. It's gonna take like 9. My over under is at 9 for this episode. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, before I put Brandon on the spot, I'm putting Stacey Herbert on the spot because she's in the chat. I just sent her the link to join. If you got time to be in the chat, I don't know, you might have time to be on the show. Just saying. Brandon, who are you, buddy? For somebody who's never heard of the name Brandon Quittem before, how would you describe you?
Oh, man. That's a bigger question than I was thinking. How would I describe myself? Obsessive learning machine who gets into lots of weird
How would your mother describe you?
Or my mother describe me?
Your wife.
A stubborn kid who won't take no for an answer. If I hear no, I'll just find a way around it. Always starting weird businesses as a kid, like stealing my parents' beer and selling it to the neighbors. And she would say that I talk smart and she doesn't know what I'm saying, but she likes to hear me talk about things. That's probably what she would say. But in seriousness, I do marketing things for Swan, email, comms, user acquisition, onboarding, stuff like that. In a previous life, I ran a newspaper, sold enterprise software at Oracle for a while, built and sold some online content businesses. And then about 4 years ago, fell down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. I've been working here full time since. And I think we're sort of in the middle of a great monetary flood. The money printer just keeps printing. And so I'm having fun doing 2 things right now. One, dunking on all the salty no-coiners who have economists in their bios, economists, and simultaneously ushering all the new coiners onto the Bitcoin life raft. It's kind of a 1-2 punch.
So I just I had a wild, zany idea, and I hope you all humor me with this. We've never done this before in the show. And I'm talking to John's like, oh no, what's coming?
I'm just reading Stacy up in the top right, and I'm just trying to figure out how to address all of the things coming at me right now.
It's best not to read the chat the entire time.
She's so damn funny, man. That's just hard not to try to absorb by that. But go ahead, Brecky. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Stacey's hilarious. So Brandon was just now talking about the money printers going BRRR. And I thought it might be fun if we did a group BRRR. I don't know if this has ever been done before. So I'm going to ask all of you to, on the count of 3, and this goes for everyone in the audience watching at home. I want you to scare your friends and family and for them to be like, why are you making that weird sound? We're all going to go BRRR for, 21 seconds.
21 seconds?
No.
Brecky, I think you don't realize how long it's going to actually sound, but go ahead, let's do it.
That's hard.
This is Einstein's theory of relativity right here playing out in full motion on Swan.
You're drinking water.
Hey, if the Fed can go BRRR constantly, we can go BRRR 21 seconds, right? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right, I'm gonna need a few deep breaths here.
Thank you for humoring me. I know it wasn't 21 seconds, but
man, you played us, Brecky.
I know, he didn't even do it.
Yeah, what was that? I feel betrayed.
Brecky might sometimes betray you. Bitcoin will never betray you. All right, that's the message.
You Roger Vered us, dude.
Ouch.
Oh, I don't think I went that far.
Yeah, it's a little far, man. A fly landed, you threw a bomb,
Oh, Stacey Herbert. I got to put that caption back up on screen. That was a good one. It's true. Where is it?
That was horrible.
No, Camilla wins because she can roll her R's.
I can roll my R's too. I speak a little Spanish, but I don't want to be the one showing off here. But to survive Logan Square in the 80s and 90s, you had to learn how to salsa. You had to learn how to roll your R's. Let's just keep it.
John, is that a bench press in your back?
All right, so I'm in my basement, guys, and I see a lot of people are asking questions about this. But yeah, I built the gym down here because Chicago shut down, and I didn't want to be fat dad, so like I had to keep it moving. But yes, I also didn't feel like we could have a true lounge show if I was in my office. I wanted to sit on an actual, on a couch here and be participating in a lounge-like atmosphere. But yeah, Stacy, when my wife's mad, I'm in the bunker. This is where I have to come.
We should all get beanbag chairs for the future. Just everybody sit in a beanbag chair for the lounge.
We're supposed to sell our chairs so we can buy more sats. Haven't you been on Clubhouse or Twitter for like a day? Don't you know this yet? There was one news story from the week that I just found to be absurd. So I'd like to Brady said 2.1 seconds earlier. Yeah, good call. That would have been better. So I just want to focus on this for a second. And it's the Coinbase IPO. Now, I don't want to get into the details. I don't want to talk about Coinbase that much. What I do want to talk about is the fact that Coinbase only has, what, $130 million worth of Bitcoin?
Nothing.
That is the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. Brian Armstrong.
Well, maybe that's why Brian Armstrong didn't say Bitcoin for so damn long. He didn't have any of it.
That could be it. That could be it.
Sorry, shots fired. Shots fired. My bad.
No, I wanted to fire some shots. That was the whole point. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. But I wanted this to lead into something. I wanted to do a segment. Maybe it'll be a recurring segment, and it's called Delete Coinbase. That's the name of the segment. And what we're going to do is we are going to show an article that we have on the Swan website about how to delete Coinbase. Sorry, 1 second. Let me get it up here in 3 easy steps. Can we see it? Okay. Now, the first thing that you're going to do, I'm not going to go through all the details. We'll share the link later. You got to sell your altcoins. Get rid of them. They're toxic. They're waste. Get rid of them. You don't want them. John's nodding his head. He's like, yes, sell your altcoins. Yes. Step 2, set up a Bitcoin address of your own. You're going to want to learn about self-custody. We've got a great article on our website. It's swanbitcoin.com/wallets. You can learn all about self-custody. You can also send the Bitcoin to me, but you'll never get it back. Just warning you now. Set up a Bitcoin address. Withdraw the Bitcoin to your private address, to the address that you control. And then you delete your account. It's easy. And if you choose to set up an account with Swan afterwards, so be it. I hope you do. My personal preference, but no pressure. The point is, you stop supporting a company that doesn't support Bitcoin. Now, this is there's only 3 steps on this article that we have here, and I think that's a mistake. I think there should be a fourth step, which is to attend the Sunday Satoshi service on Clubhouse, which is led by John. John, would you do me a favor? Would you give everyone a rundown? Say again?
I have to follow. I haven't been to the Sunday service. I feel a little.
Well, you've made a confession here, so your penance will be delivered on Sunday.
Sorry.
But Brecky, I appreciate the intro. Corey, what's up, Corey?
What's up,
Dude,
Corey?
you guys have like real faces. This is the first time I'm ever seeing Brittney, Steven, or John outside of like a little circle on my phone. This is
Corey
awesome.
said he was going to be too busy. I knew he wouldn't be able to resist this episode.
I'm never too busy, man. Like, come on, bro. I'm here.
Before we got on, I was just like, so is this video or audio? He's like, everyone asks that now because of Clubhouse. I'm like, okay.
I've noticed I'm getting like a little bit lazier with like the pre-show prep. Like I would definitely have a sweater on, and I probably would have, like let the mane out, all that kind of stuff. But like Clubhouse just makes it much more natural to go live whenever.
It's true. So I have real quick. I have a new puppy, and I would like to introduce him to the world on the show. Because he's probably whimpering in his crate and it makes me feel bad. Camilla, can you take over as co-host for about 5 minutes while I go get the puppy?
Hey, Marky, I want you to know that at Sunday Satoshi service, we don't just welcome all denominations, but we welcome all animals too. So this is a family affair.
As long as swans and puppies are allowed, then I'm happy.
Listen, all the animals were non-denominational and non-animal.
Yeah, so John, for the people that are on Clubhouse, can you break down how Satoshi Sunday service started? What is it? And have people actually repent or not?
All right, here's the true story, 100% story true, okay? Tina, for like the first month he was on Clubhouse, did not join Clubhouse until like 6 p.m., 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, Central Time, right? And I think it was one morning, Tina was on there. He was fired up, and I was just like up with the baby way too late. I was not ready for like Tina and JW to be going at it. And so I started a private room in one of our clubs. I can't remember if it was the Master Bitcoin Today or the Cafe Bitcoin Club. I just started a private room because I still needed to, hit the addiction of Clubhouse. But I couldn't handle all the yelling that was going on that early in the morning. And so I just started a room called Sunday Satoshi Service Wusa. And like people started joining the room and like wanted to know if we would, like engage in like thoughts around religion. And then Blockbane and I were saying some of the parody prayers that we've kind of collected on the internet in the past. And then we just started running service. And then all of a sudden started inviting all the shitcoiners to come up and to confess their shitcoinery. And then before you know it, you got people on Twitter like telling me about how they're switching their ETH bags of crap into some real money and like and turning it into Bitcoin. And so it really was just a bad joke that I thought was always kind of made a lot of sense. And so we just kind of let the joke unravel. And I guess behind every good joke is some truth. And last week, Deacon Max Kaiser came and stole the show and gave what if I had those types of sermons, I might have actually looked forward to church as a young Catholic schoolboy. But all joking aside, it was just a cool place for us to just have a little bit of a safe space to give the shitcoiners room to explain, and then for us to give them some room to reform and convert. And so, it's just been a little bit of fun, and that's how it came around. In terms of repentance, that shit's real. Let's keep that real. Like that shit's real. Like there's nothing that makes me feel more. There's Tina, by the way, too. So Tina, you gave birth to Sunday Satoshi Service, just so you know. Wasn't ready for you one morning, even though I'm glad that our paths have crossed. But all joking aside, that was the genesis of it. But the penances are real, the conversions are real, and every time we can get someone moved off the damn shitcoinery, then I'm super, super excited. That's the whole story. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, John. So a couple things. So we talked early on about whether this is real or not, and you at the time were kind of taking the position that it was a bit more of a parody. And I was explaining to you, like, I think I was up in Seattle, and it was like the second week, and I went to bed like Saturday night and like couldn't wait for it the next morning. And I woke up and like me and my brother hopped in on our two phones and straight up in church. Like I was using it for church basically. I have another question for you. So it is real, first of all. Recognize it, just own it. It's completely real, and people are attending church on Sundays if they're into Bitcoin. Don't go to church. And then the second thing is we got Bobo in the YouTube chat, and you don't have audio from that. Brecky, can we get Bobo in here to give his sermon that he gave on Sunday live? Can we just patch him in and let him do that thing again? Because that was maybe the most epic thing that I've heard on Clubhouse in the first 2 months I've been on.
The only thing I don't think I have contact info for Bobo, but can I give you the link and then
you can give it to I have the link, and I will Bobo, if you're listening, I will DM it to you on Twitter or Telegram right now, and come in and hop in if you're ready to dial it up. Bring the heat, Ja. We're gonna do that. So I'm gonna tap out and see if I can get him in here so we can show people live what Sunday service is all about.
I cannot wait. Everyone, this is Toshi, short for Satoshi. And,
nice.
So cute.
Wait. Cooperate.
Just like Brecky Satoshi's, he's not for sale. Have that in common.
He found his forever home.
Yes, and this is his bull because he's a bullish doggo, of course. Okay.
Is that a Burmese, Brecky?
He's a Australian Bernedoodle, so half Australian Labradoodle, half Bernese. Ugh.
Amazing.
And he's
cute.
Yes, I got him.
He's going to be huge, huh?
No, he should be around 35, 40 pounds because his mom is a mini. So, yeah.
So how has fatherhood changed you, Brecky?
I'm up earlier than I've ever been. I have less time than I've ever had. But it's good. It's good. He's a smart doggo. So
just always remember, he's not going to say what you do. He's going to do what you do. So always keep that in mind.
Well,
so don't piss on the floor. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
My neighbors are a little confused. I've been squatting outside in front of the house in the front yard, but it works. He follows after me. It's great. They're like, "Why are you dropping your pants? Stop doing that." It's like, I'm teaching the dog.
Well played. Well played. No, I didn't want to spit out my drink here. Well played, man.
That's fair. Brittney, is this the show that you thought you'd be getting yourself into?
I mean, I'm not sure. No, I've watched a handful of Swan Lounge. I think it's hilarious. I grew up with 3 brothers, so nothing really phases me. And I've been in finance for 15 years, so you learn to play with the boys. But by the way, my dog heard your little.
Are we gonna have dogs on the show? This is a first.
She came running, so she needs a boyfriend, maybe.
Hey, maybe, you never know.
Aria, look.
Do you like older women? Do you?
Is your dog named Aria for real?
Yeah.
That's my daughter's name.
Oh, pretty. Are you Persian?
Yeah. Well, I'm Jordanian. Yeah, my wife's Vietnamese, so my daughter's Vietnamese is what we call her. But we called her Aria. It was kind of a compromise on a Game of Thrones kind of play. We spelled it a little differently. But
yeah, well, that's where I got her name from, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
How cute is it with an I?
Yeah, Raria for sure. She's a hodler too.
Gotta teach them young.
Yeah, she joined Sunday Satoshi service. She'll yell a couple of hallelujahs out in between, yelling at me for whatever it is that she needs. So yeah, we have a good time here.
I like knowing that your guys' dogs have more sats than 80% of the population.
That's so good.
My dog attacks harder than you.
If I can make a recommendation, Brittney, whatever you do not hide your hardware wallet in the dog food. I made that mistake. It was very messy to recover those.
Aria would eat anything. I've had her for a while, so yeah. Good tip.
So I have a question for Steven. Steven, how bullish are you after this week?
I'm incredibly bullish. I think we've had an incredibly bullish week. And I know a lot of people get, there was a drop in this, but honestly, we got I shared a tweet this week. At the beginning of the week, I got a text from somebody I know who works in Morgan Stanley. And they told me they had a company-wide symposium where they said they're committing to getting people access to Bitcoin. They're launching an ETF. After the ETF, within 2 months, they're going to allow people to hold actual coins in their account, not just ETF shares. And that the CIO of Morgan Stanley is rolling out company-wide education services, so everybody can learn the role of Bitcoin in a portfolio. And they're the 4th largest investment bank. So it started with that. And there's been a lot of news from largest pension company in Brazil looking at a 1% allocation, multiple companies on the Mexican stock market. I think there's a whole Latin American wave that's happening. So I think all this news has been underneath the surface. And frankly, I mean, with what happened with yields and the market jitters, I think Bitcoin held up great. I think in the past, we would have seen a lot more. So that's got me hyper mega giga bullish.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's definitely a time to be bullish. If you're one of those people who, bought your first couple of sats at, 50K, I can understand, but we've got a long road ahead of us, and Bitcoin ain't stopping. We're going to keep churning blocks out every 10 minutes. It's what Bitcoin does. And the world is just waking up to it. Brittney, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get into Bitcoin? And as someone who is on the kind of financial advising side of this, were you worried about your business at first? How did you think about how are you thinking about Bitcoin in terms of how it fits into what you do?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I feel like I'm new to this whole Bitcoin world over the last 3-4 months, maybe. I think I got Bitcoin a few years ago, but I just was oh, I don't know, just get some. I didn't really study it or research it. And I think just with my own life, I've had way more time over the last 6 months. Moving forward, I just feel like the best way to position it with most of the people that I talk to is any other investment. I'm probably way more conservative than all of you here, but put a portion of your portfolio in Bitcoin. You have to be aware of like where the world is going. All these hedge funds, institutions, people are offering it in terms of like their employee compensation now. Like we saw Jack Dorsey is doing it with Twitter, you know, like, so you can't just be ignorant and say, I don't understand, I'm not going to do it. But like figure out your risk appetite and have a portion, just like you would have a portion maybe in like gold or other like resources, investments like that in Bitcoin. And then I feel like once people get in, they're going to then find their own level with it, right? Like if they're going to be way more holding it or just like keep that, you know, position around the same. But I just feel like now with our world and economy and interest rates so low, everybody's looking for alternatives to get some sort of rate of return on their money. And I position it like any other investment, like hold it for the long term. There's risks, understand the risks, figure out how it works into your overall financial strategy. And like, you know, don't be like, you know, this like, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't work anymore.
How have your clients responded? Have they been interested in it?
Well, I don't work with private clients anymore. I refer them to another firm. But a lot of them, why I think I'm moving into it is because a lot of people want it, but most financial planners and advisors aren't recommending or don't know how to even like talk about it, like we were just saying earlier. So they kind of just shy away from the whole conversation. So I want to like be that resource that says, hey, I'm a CFP. Here's what it is. Here's how it could work in your life. And then if their financial professional, whoever they're working with, isn't helping them, then I could give them resources to get them started. But, you know, a lot of clients or people I talk to are like, how do I do it? What account do I, you know, open up? And I had to like figure it all out because all of a sudden I like opened this door and there was like this whole universe of like companies and mining. And like, you know, it took me a minute to even understand how all the players and moving parts. And I'm nowhere near an expert, but I just feel like most people just like, you know, don't even understand their 401k. Like, to be honest, a lot of people who are very smart, savvy individuals still don't fully understand the stock market and how that works and investment risk. So all of a sudden they open up this whole other universe. They need like someone to kind of hold their hand and walk them through it.
Yeah. Follow-up question to that, Brittney. I'm curious what your peers, other CFPs or financial advisors in that general umbrella, how do they take the news that you are pitching this? Are they still stubborn? Have you seen a change in the last 6 months or year?
Well, I'm new. Like, I feel like in the next month or two, I'm going to kind of do a whole new relaunch of like the content, but I want to be like the pioneer in the space. That's how I did my original Financially Wise company. I was like one of the first CFPs to start using social media. Like, honestly, it's not like I have millions of followers, but in finance, you do social media, you really stand out in the industry. So I think there's like the people who understand it, they're like really supportive, like, great, you're going to be a CFP helping educate people. And I just think more and more will eventually join, but I always like to kind of stay ahead of the curve and like be the first one to try things. And to be honest, I don't really pay attention to what other people say most of the time in the industry. I just put my head down and like create and do things. But I do still think it's so premature in that world that most are wrapping their heads around how are they talking about this with their clientele? What are they like actually recommending, or where is the line? You know, it's like a liability too, right? It's just like any kind of investment. You want to really make sure you're educating your clients correctly. So we'll see.
Folks, I want to do a quick welcome. We've got Bobo Dread in the house. We have Bitcoin Tina in the house. And this dog is going somewhere else in the house because he is a handful. Wave goodbye. All right, goodbye. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I think this is perfect. John, do you want to just introduce Bobo Dread? And I think he's like ready to go to show people what y'all are about on Sundays. Nobody's ready for this.
I honestly don't even know how to fully introduce it, but if you're dropping what you dropped last Sunday, I don't think it requires much introduction. Man. Get after it.
You know what we should do? Well, actually, you know what? I was going to say let's go full screen, but I think the reactions of everybody, let's keep it with the 3x3. So yeah, do it.
But there's a lot of folks that need some prayers for all the shitcoiners.
Well, introduce yourself first. It's good to have you on Swan Lounge. Tell us a little bit about yourself and you and Bitcoin, and then we can do it.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah. Good to see everyone. I've been watching you guys for a long time. I love Swan. You guys know that already. But I'm Dread, Bobo Dread. They call me, from Jamaica. I've been in Bitcoin for a while now, since about 2017. And I mean, if it wasn't for the podcasts, the articles from Brandon, the articles from Parker, just the audibles from Guy, I wouldn't have been down this rabbit hole. So I really owe it all to you guys to where I am right now. And I'm just trying to really spread the word and preach and spread the gospel to all the people I know across the islands.
Hallelujah.
So to get right to it, I made a little bit of it's a bit of a parody. I mean, I'm not full on Rastafarian, but I do study the religion a lot, and it's a religion that really preaches about oppression and preaches about freedom and preaches about breaking the chains from the oppressors that we have, the financial oppressors specifically for us, but for them, it's oppressors in general. So I made a little thing. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm so excited. I think I missed
I'm so excited. Nobody's ready. Like, the chat is not ready. Like, just batten down the hatches.
It's a bit intense. And I'm going to say it in patois, so you guys are going to hear my accent come out a little bit. So, just get ready for it. All right? It's about the way Rastafarians pray. Praise ye Jah, Rasta Toshi, ever living, ever faithful, ever sure, evermore. You came out of the shadow of the valley of Anonymous. Blessed our wretched souls with the deafening thunder of Bitcoin and the infinite speed of the Lightning Network. So why do the heathen rage? Imagine such shit coins. False prophets of the earth, false shit coins try to save themselves as they counsel together. Against the Lord Jaras Satoshi and his anointed holders, I say in this room, now come, let us break their scams asunder. Let us cast away the fiat from us. He that sitteth with 6.15 shall laugh, and the Lord Jaras Satoshi shall bless upon you with eternal riches and big, the rest, or dashboard abs, or the rest. I don't want to say too much curse words on air.
No, they're kind of required. Keep going.
Yeah.
Include everything.
Bomboclat. He that sitteth with 6.15 shall bless you with big titty bitches and dashboard ab simps. The Lord Jaras Satoshi shall said unto I, thou art my child. And this day I've solved for thee the Byzantine general's problem. Jah! Satoshi shall break those shitcoiners with a rod of scarcity. Jah! Shall dash them into pieces while they have fun staying poor, as we would say. So be wise now, therefore, O ye kings and queens on this chat. Be instructed that you are now judges of the earth. Serve the Lord Satoshi with pride. Rejoice with freedom. And blessed be all. Blessed be everyone, as I would say. Blessed be everyone, as I would tell you. Stay humble. Stack sats. Amen. Praise Jah.
Amen. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Hurt from smiling so
That was
bad.
fantastic, Dread.
That was awesome.
So I'll take that as a yes. We'll see you again on Sunday.
I'm making a new one for Sunday. Definitely.
Oh my God, yes. Hallelujah.
We need to get the Bitcoin
Hallelujah.
rabbi. So I know Jewish services are on Saturdays.
Nah,
but,
we're non-denominational, man. We
Right,
accept
that's what I mean.
anybody. It's even the time where we accept the shitcoiner and try to convert them, right? Like,
but that's the thing, and because he's usually busy on Saturday, but he should be free.
Oh,
on
I see.
So,
Yeah, it's a different Sabbath. You're right. We got no Sabbath conflict there for sure.
Exactly.
No excuses. I'm with you.
So if you're
Hey, so since church is a family affair, does that mean Stacy's going to be joining Deacon Max this week? That's what I need to know, because it seemed odd not to have Stacy with Deacon Max, the preacher of all preachers. I suppose she can't really audibly answer that, so we can keep going with the conversation.
We're waiting.
Somebody wants to know, Dread, are you going to Bitcoin 2021 in Miami?
I will definitely be there.
I'm so
I'll be
excited.
flying up from Kingston, Jamaica, just for that.
Yeah.
Jamaica. Oh.
Yeah, and you guys got to come down. Got to make that happen too.
Oh, we'll be there. You realize that Swan Lounge is already part of the conference. We have the biggest exhibition space at the conference, and it's called Swan Lounge. This is just practice here. The real deal is like in person. We're going to have, I don't know if they're going to let us have alcohol, but whatever. We'll have coffee or something. I don't know. He doesn't get any more coffee, though. He's still going to be jacked up off of this morning in June.
So if anyone's watching and you don't have a ticket to the conference and you want to go to the conference, I'm going to put the link up real quick. Our friends over at BTC Media, the folks behind BTC Bitcoin Magazine are awesome, and you should all think about going. It's going to be one hell of a time.
I have a question. Did you guys go last year? What should I expect?
It was, so unfortunately there was but there was one in 2019, and it was up in San Francisco, and it was probably the best conference I'd ever been to. It was like, you know, you go to a lot of like blockchain crypto conferences, or I did in my former days, and you know, you're just like, ugh, they're shilling this, they're shilling that. What is this? What is that? Bitcoin conference, it's like, whoa, Bitcoin artwork. Oh, a lightning-enabled video game. Oh, Edward Snowden's live streaming from another country. Oh, you know, you're just like, this is Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin Magazine really knows how to capture the Bitcoin like spirit and the vibe. And it's this one, I think that one was like 2,000 people, maybe 3,000. I think this one's going to be 5,000 or 6,000 people. So it's going to be bigger, better. It's going to be in Miami and not San Francisco. So we're going to plan a boat trip for everyone so we can all lose our hardware wallets. It's going to be great.
That's mandatory.
I was expecting belly laughs, all right? Maybe I'm not on my game today with the... Thanks, Camilla. Thank you.
So Tina's also in here. Tina, what do you think about Clubhouse?
Clubhouse is fun. I enjoy Clubhouse.
Oh, you got to give us more than that.
This is so weak. Imposter.
Over here. Come on. This is like, you were made for Clubhouse. Clubhouse was like a coming to you. Are you kidding me?
Corey talked me into Clubhouse.
I talked everybody into Clubhouse except for John, basically.
If you want to blame anybody, you just blame Corey for my going to Clubhouse. So.
Wait, hold on. I think we have to
send you a bottle of whatever you want, Corey. You figure it out. I'm sending it to you.
I had to drag Max and Stacy on the Clubhouse too. They were not into it. But
Corey has a way about him.
Bitcoiners
people listen to Corey. People listen to Corey. So yeah, no,
Clubhouse. I hang with good people. We're trying not to lead y'all astray. That's all.
I always loved talk radio, and Clubhouse is sort of like talk radio.
Yeah,
I always wanted to be on talk radio. I always wanted to have my own program. So I don't know. It's fun. Clubhouse is a lot of fun.
Now you do have your own. Program. Pretty much whatever you want.
Now, if only I could get paid the way those guys get paid, then that would really.
Those guys aren't getting paid anymore, except for a few hand select. The radio's dead. They're getting crushed.
Some people are getting paid on Clubhouse.
I might get an audience. You never know.
Tina, if you're up for it, I would love to help you, help produce a show for you in Cafe Bitcoin with sound effects. Like we'll go old school radio show, and I'll just facilitate, and we'll make it happen. But I don't know. I'm hearing something. I'm sensing something. There's something there. Maybe like part War of the Worlds vibe. Like what would happen if you don't buy Bitcoin? Mixed with a Tina rant, mixed with some storytelling, with sound effects. Like I don't know, but
I work better with an audience, actually. I work better with people talking, asking questions, respond. It's coming up with material is hard. You only have so much, but when people ask questions and interact.
Hey, Tina, I gotta tell you, do you know what one of my favorite Tina replies is?
I think John's crying. Oh my God.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing so hard because all I can think about it. I told Tina earlier today, we were talking earlier today, and I told him, I said, I don't know if you've made me smarter or entertained me more. I haven't quite been able to figure that out. But I one of my favorite things that Tina will do on Clubhouse, and I'm sure he does this in other places, but sometimes he just doesn't think the person asked the right question. And so that's the wrong question to ask. I'm not going to give you the answer to that question. Let me tell you the right question to ask, and then I'll answer that. And you better listen.
You asked the wrong question. That's my favorite.
That is my favorite.
That's true.
That's my favorite lesson delivery that you give is when you're like, no, I don't even accept your premise. I'm going to go ahead and fix it for you. Then I'll answer what you should have asked.
Yeah. Tina reminds me of the hardcore school teachers back in high school we used to have. Like in Jamaica or in England, they're brutal. Like if you ask the wrong question, they're going to tell you were wrong in the worst way possible, and that's Tina.
So you know why? Because I love Bitcoin and I love talking about Bitcoin, and I think that people should love learning about Bitcoin. And I have a point of view, and I've thought a lot about it, and I like to tell people what I think. Now, if you can argue my point of view, I have no problem with that because it'll make me better. But I like to put forth the way I see things. I think a lot about it. I've listened to a lot of people on podcasts. I've listened to a lot of people on YouTubes. I've read articles. I've been on Twitter. I see the arguments people make. And I think about this an awful lot. I mean, I really think about Bitcoin a lot. I do a lot of thought experiments, and I try to come to an understanding. And I really want people to see it the way I do, because I think it's about a personal reset in terms of making money, but it's also about changing the world. So I think it's a really big deal. And I have this view that there's so many people who will look back in 5 and 10 years who have seen this, and if they miss it, they'll look back to, why did I miss that? It was such a huge opportunity for me. And I look back on mistakes I've made in my own life, and I recognize that I've made mistakes, and I look at Bitcoin and I say to myself, my God, this is the biggest layup I've ever seen in my life. So I like to share that point of view. I also think Bitcoin is actually the most conservative thing in the world. I think it's got the best risk reward. That doesn't mean it's not volatile, but I don't equate volatility and risk. I know many people do. I think you can control for that risk with position size. I think you can control for that risk with having available cash that smooths out your riding through the rough times. So I think there are ways of dealing with this. And I'm not saying what is the right size position for people. That is very individualistic. It is not a one size fits all thing. And I very much believe, everybody has their own, what makes sense for them. But I think it makes sense for everyone. So this is just my point of view, and I like to share it. And I think it's a huge opportunity. I also think it's going to happen pretty fast. When I say fast, I mean over 1, 2, 5, 10 years, and that is actually really fast. When I look at it back from my perspective of being probably definitely the oldest one in this room. So time goes by fast. It really goes by quickly, and opportunities, they're not always there. This is a huge opportunity for people. And I'd just like to share that point of view.
Tina, you are welcome on this show. I hope you know this. Every single Friday. Just say the word. Literally any Friday. But I think we have to watch Camilla's TikTok video from this week. We've got so many
I love Camilla's TikTok videos. I
good.
love them. I love them. I mean, I so love them. Do it.
Ricky, are we gonna play the Clubhouse one?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's funny. So funny.
All right, I'm gonna go. Should I go full screen? Hold on, we're gonna bring it in. Oh yeah, we can just do it that way. That'll work.
This is my first time seeing this one.
Oh, it's very special. Hold on, let me get a proper angle. Second.
Hey guys, just want to reset the room for those who just got.
Wait, hold on.
Just want to reset the room.
God. We got to do better than that, team. We got to figure out something better. We got to go to the lab.
John, I learned that from you. Okay, I learned all my moderating skills from you. We got to reset the room. All right.
Oh God, I can't say it anymore. It's like Pavlovianly, like giving me cringe factor. Yeah, but go ahead. I want to laugh my ass off at this video.
Hey guys, just want to reset the room for those who just got here. Welcome to Cafe Bitcoin. And no, this is not a Swan room, okay? This is for all Bitcoiners. Stop saying that this is Swan room. Yo, is XRP a Bitcoin? Profile, okay? Oh no, I'm not in a cult. I'm not Titanic. I'm just doing laser race to 100K. Yeah, no, I swear I'm not satanic. So stop talking about hardware. Toshi.com. I'm sorry, Tina, you're being so mean. I'm gonna kick you out of this room.
I'm on live on camera right now, please.
Bitcoin, step 2, shut the fuck up. Hey Sasha, thank you for coming up to the stage. Do you have a question for us? Hello, my name is Sasha, and I just want to hang out on the stage. I'm learning a lot. Actually, I do have a question. What do you guys think of Dogecoin? You motherfucker! I will bring all I gotta say is hallelujah.
That's so good. That's so good. So good.
Awesome.
Well done.
It's awesome, Camilla.
Yeah, I had to put everything that literally happens every single day and just like package it and show it to the rest of the world that don't have Clubhouse. So
I feel like I made it, yo. I feel like I made it for being part of that video, yo. Like I scratch anything else I've ever accomplished in my life. Like, yo, I made Camilla's video. I'm in.
The next one you have to do is about the dating. Did you guys get in that room about if your girlfriend or husband or wife doesn't own Bitcoin, would you still date them? There was a whole room about it.
No,
it like the shoot your shot rooms on Clubhouse, but this was Bitcoin related.
Are those any good? I haven't gone into those. I'm a little nervous about those shoot your shot rooms.
You have to go. They're quite entertaining.
You won't have to worry about breaking up because of Bitcoin if you're caught in those shoot your shot rooms. So let's just leave it at that as a married dude. Just a little advice to all the married dudes that are in Clubhouse. You can't get caught there. Yeah, don't get caught there.
No.
There was one
Bad
room.
luck, yeah.
My favorite room so far. No offense, Cafe Bitcoin rooms. This was a Super Saiyan Scream room. So if you've been in Bitcoin long enough, you know the Super Saiyan meme that we're at 9,000, which seems like ages ago. And shout out to Andrew Yang, who works over at Casa, because he was up there modding this room, and all the moderators had Dragon Ball Z avatars. Some of them even sounded like the characters, and people would just get up on stage and do their best Super Saiyan scream, and they would rate them. And it was the most magical thing. Like some of the experimentation and the fun things that are just happening on Clubhouse, like it's special. So anyway, story over.
Brecky, you want me to do the save the fish? Dude, so one, I think you're right. But two, we're all still figuring out like how to interact with each other, right? Like it's like this new like form of language, even though it just really is a fucking telephone call, and we're never on telephone calls anymore. So we all forgot how to like interact with other humans. But it's evolved even in the short time that we've been on it, right? Like, there'd be like pitches that everybody would swing at, and now everybody just kind of knows, like through this tribe, we feel like who should probably take the swing at that pitch, as an example. And then, like there becomes like this, like, internal network effect to certain extents, but really it's the FOMO effect, right? Like, oh, what am I going to miss today? What am I going to miss on this? Who's going to pop in and talk mad shit about that? And so I definitely feel the like vibe around Clubhouse that you're spitting around.
I think it's incredible. It's like generally, like you're saying, it's really organized. I think except when JW comes in the room, and then everything descends into an hour and a half long argument about hardware wallets. But apart from that,
never has someone been so right and still somehow really wrong about a particular topic. Like, I love JW, man. I absolutely think he's a brilliant dude. I don't think anybody can deny it. But Jesus Christ, the amount of people that he's frozen into inaction by talking about air gapping 3 machines and about, I mean, Jesus, like even as someone who might be less intimidated by it than the average Joe, I just sometimes think about, Jesus, they're going to keep their coins on a fucking exchange. That's what's going to happen after listening to that. I love you, JW. Thank you for making me smarter.
All right, John, I've noticed we got a lot of people in chat here. Would you mind resetting the room for us?
Yeah, I can bench 210 to all the jackasses in the room that don't think I'm swole enough, yo. You know what dad's strength is? You have no idea. So I'm just kidding. It's like the 14th time, and I'm only barely paying attention. I work out every day. I go hard. Don't have to take my shirt off here. I'm married. Don't ruin a relationship here. I'm asking these questions. Although I will say,
do a couple
Ross Stevens, when we were all listening to the Ross Stevens, come on, because that's really fun. When we were listening to Ross Stevens, there's very few things where you kind of remember where you were when you were listening to something, or when you heard something or whatever. But I hit a PR of 370. I'm just the 175 dude. I'm not a big dude. I've had a lot of back surgery, but Ross Stevens had me so fired up there in that interview that I deadlifted 370. So if you need to come see it, I'll prove it.
Corey, you're saying
I gotta hop, guys. I just realized I'm like 5 minutes late for a call, but I also just wanted to soft launch Bitcoiner Jobs is live, since most Bitcoiners want nothing to do with crypto jobs. So go to bitcoinerjobs.co, and it's up. And shout out to Nathan for building that out. I've been wanting to do that for a while out of Bitcoiner Ventures, because we're constantly just helping match people with Bitcoin companies. That I think people think that Swan has like 900 employees, but it's like 12 of us, and we can't hire everybody. So bitcoinerjobs.co, already preloaded with jobs from like Strike and Casa and all the good Bitcoin companies who ever had anything posted. You can add your candidate profile and jump in and mix it up. Peace. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, Corey.
There go, Corey. All right, everyone. Oh, I like this view. It's like I'm looking down on all of you. And while I'm here, do you know what time it is? Do you see that little counter right there, that countdown clock? It's time for Swan Force Fridays. To Tina and Dread, I'm sorry, I have a little surprise for you. What we do at the end of the show is we put our guests on the clock and we give them 60 seconds to give us their best Bitcoin pitch. And the fun part is that you get to choose who you're pitching. So you could pitch your mother, your grandmother, your sister, Peter Schiff, Nouriel Roubini, Janet Yellen, whoever you want. I just ask that you tell us who you want to pitch first. And then we can discuss it, or we can just enjoy it. It can be a serious pitch, a funny pitch. Let's just have fun with it. But I do need a volunteer to go first. Raise your hand.
I got it.
All right, Steven. All right.
So
wait. No, just tell us who you're going to pitch first.
Just average new coiner, average new person, individual investor.
All right, to the individual average new coiner in 3, 2, 1.
So Bitcoin it's this pristine evolutionary money. It is this monetary advancement. It's this evolution of monetary technology. And we don't often think of money as technology, but that's all it is. And we've really never been able to engineer money. And so what Bitcoin is, it's an engineered approach to a pristine form of collateral and currency that will evolve over time. And the evolutionary nature of Bitcoin gives it such a tremendous edge against these other forms of static money that doesn't have the ability to adapt, and certainly like can't connect to just the Cambrian explosion of technology that we're living with. It's finite, it's unfuckwithable, nobody can screw with it, and we're living in a fiat meltdown, so buy Bitcoin.
Boom, with 3-4 seconds to spare. Well done. Our first contestant, you have won financial sovereignty if you choose to accept it. All right. Camilla, I'm not making you go next, but I'm making you choose the next person. Camilla, who do you want to put on the spot?
I want to give the honors to, wait this way, Brittney.
Thank you.
She's like, oh, no. All right, 1 second.
I'm just going to explain it to one of my girlfriends who smart professional in LA.
Love it. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
The countdown makes me nervous. Okay, Bitcoin, the best way to think about it, it's another digital asset that you can own in your overall portfolio. There's a huge opportunity right now to get in. We all know that interest rates are close to zero on your checking and savings accounts. And by owning some Bitcoin, even if you don't fully believe that it could be a currency in the future that we all accept, there's still a lot of potential to grow your dollars and It is volatile, so understand that, but think about it as a long-term hold position and decide how much maybe of your savings accounts position, extra cash that you have that you want to start to convert, whether it's 5% or 10%, and get in and then start learning about it as you go along. The best way to learn about any investment is get some and then continue to do your research and figure out where you stand in the Bitcoin crypto world philosophy and mindset, but you have to go for it.
Boom. We'll give you the extra couple words to tie it all together. Thank you, Brittney. All right. Brandon, make someone else go next. You choose. Who's up next?
All right. I would like to see Dread go. I'm excited for this one.
Are you down?
We're going to pitch, Dread.
Let's do it. I'm going to pitch the diaspora of Jamaica, especially the unbanked and all third world countries.
Love it. All right.
Ooh, I like this.
In 3, 2, 1.
The word I'm going to tell you is exodus. Movement of your people out of the financial slavery you're currently in. We all know that our governments are corrupt. We all know that they're stealing all the money from us to buy big houses and drive big Benzes while our roads are crumbling and our schools are failing. We all know that everything is failing around us and we don't know why. Well, now we have an answer. Now we have an escape. Now we have an exodus. Move out of their corrupt hands and into your own. Take sovereignty for yourself. Take your own money into your own hands. Use it as a store of value. Even if you're unbanked, you don't have to use it yet to exchange for food. You can use it to save for your future, for your children's future, for your grandchildren's future. Do it for them. Do it for all of us. Exodus, movement of our people.
That's awesome.
I refuse to go now. I am going to not go anymore.
Well, hey, let me jump in real quick because we've got Janelle in the chat has been asking, what is fiat? What did you say? And I want to answer that question. So Janelle, fiat is just another word for most government currencies currently. And it basically means it's a form of money that's not backed by anything. So when I said a fiat meltdown, I mean, we're in this moment in our history where every country is just printing as much money, as they possibly can. They're just excessively printing. And when you do that, all value becomes incredibly destabilized because the denominator, the currency that you're evaluating everything in, it's just continually destabilized. It's not certain. It doesn't have consistent value. So that's what I meant by fiat meltdown.
Thank you, Stephen. All right. I think the only one who can actually follow, some of us could actually, but I'd like to see Tina go next if you don't mind, Tina. Are you up for it? It's a tough act to follow.
Sure. Who am I pitching?
Whoever you like.
No, I'm not. No. I want you to give me somebody to pitch.
This is like a freestyle rapper where he gives you the words to make it authentic. I like it. This is legit.
Let's crowdsource it. Who do we all think Tina should pitch?
Good question.
Should we go someone funny like Janet Yellen? Should we go
How about some boomers who are still on the sideline?
On the sidelines.
I want to take the recording of Bobo Dread. I want you to replay that for me because that is what I'm going to pitch with Bobo Dread. that was. I want you to replay Bobo Dread because I loved that pitch. He did a great pitch, and I couldn't do better.
Blessings, Tino. You've been my mentor too, so thank you.
No, it's great. You did great, Bobo Dread. You did great. Everybody's heard me lots of times. They've heard me over and over again. Come, somebody else do it.
Yeah, but we enjoy it. Oh wait, I was trying to share a Tina image, but
replay Bobo Dread.
I can't right now. We're still live. I can do it later. Otherwise,
John, come on. You're a guest on the show. You have to try. You talking Sunday?
Oh yeah, I have no problem. I only pitch people I love because it takes too much energy. But I'll pitch my mom because I love my mom. So my mom doesn't own a computer. My mom is an immigrant with an immigrant widow with 4 children. Right, like knows nothing, work paycheck to paycheck. But yo, mom, I promised I promised to be there for dinner on Sunday. You're right. I need to eat my vegetables. Yes, Aria has been eating well. Don't worry. But mom, you know how you told me to save my money? it finally makes sense to you. You were right. I'm done.
Boom. I like it.
Okay, I can handle this. Just hold on 1 second. Just hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew Tina couldn't stay out for too long. Come on. We're giving you a podium, Tina. Come on, take advantage.
Do it. Gun banks in all third world countries.
Love it. All right.
Ooh, I like this.
In 3, 2. Oh.
What I'm going to tell you is exodus. Movement of the people out of the financial slavery you're currently in. We all know that our governments are corrupt. We all know that they're stealing all the money from us to buy big houses and drive big Benzes while our roads are crumbling and our schools are failing. We all know that everything is failing around us and we don't know why. Well, now we have an answer. Now we have an escape. Now we have an exodus. Move out of their corrupt hands and into your own. Take sovereignty for yourself. Take your own money into your own hands. Use it as a store of value. Even if you're unbanked, you don't have to use it yet to exchange for food. You can use it to save for your future, for your children's future, for your grandchildren's future. Do it for them. Do it for all of us. Exodus. Movement of our people.
I love how you can change your voice, Tina. That was impressive.
I have quite a broad range.
Yeah, Tina, you're Jamaican.
It's a new side of you. I never knew.
Honestly, that was super impressive how you just like did the audio playback really well.
That's all I was thinking about the whole time. I was like, how'd you cut that so quick? Well played.
I have YouTube running also, so I just.
You watching the show live too?
You had a strategy at the time. That was
hey,
great.
but seriously, big ups, Bobo. That was well done, man. I really enjoyed that particular piece because I think a lot of times take for granted. I say a lot of us just taking an American view. We're so self-centered. That it's like we're almost so spoiled that it takes another layer of having to shave to get to understanding Bitcoin. That so many people in the third world, like by force and by necessity, through being the mother of their own necessary invention, is like so much easier for them to understand because they need it. We will need it. They absolutely need it now.
Yeah, we talk about getting money to to get profit and get rich all the time here, but people that need remittance that spend 40, 50, 60 bucks every single week to send to their parents or to their grandparents at home, this is going to make it free. Like, this is a revolution that has nothing to do with getting rich. It has to do with surviving now. And it's big. It's really big.
I think that's part of what's so crazy about discussing this with economists and US academics and stuff, and this debate that comes up. Like, it's crazy that they view everything just through this like really narrow like US centric lens, and it just misses the point.
So if anyone's interested in some really good comebacks for this, I highly recommend following Alex Gladstein on Twitter, but also go look at his replies because he does an amazing job of calling out the privilege in the world of these idiots on Twitter who think Bitcoin is one thing when it's obviously many things. So I would definitely check that out. And now Brandon has DM'd me that he has a pitch that he would like to do. So we're going to put him on the clock, if that's all right with everybody. And I'm going to stall for time while I find the counter again. Hold on a second. Stalling for time.
Is there a protocol here on the Swan Show where like I don't have to worry about checking the price just so that way I don't miss a smash buy? So is there like a team effort here? Like I just want to make sure that I'm not like having some significant opportunity. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, every sat you buy is a significant opportunity.
Dude,
so.
I've hit the smash buy button 4 times during the show. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be looking for more prompts here. We're good.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those up.
Yeah, I'm a bear. What do you want me to tell you?
It's only one stack every 15 minutes.
One stack. That's not. Yeah, I
once thought about trying to stack every block for a day, just to try to be in sync with the network. It was a really holy experience, and that was well before Satoshi service was founded. So just a quick tidbit. Maybe that was my road to hallelujah. Who knows? But Brandon, save us, man. Save somebody, will you?
Save us and take us out. All right. Are you ready? And who are you pitching?
Yeah, I'm going to pitch all the fiat economists and all the Wall Street types on Twitter who are just salty and coping, and they're kind of getting pathetic right now. So I'm going to just, extend a lifeline.
Love it. All right. in 3, 2, 1.
All right. So I know you're used to being the smart guy in the room regarding things, all things economics. You know, you went to the fancy places, you've got the credentials, people look up to you and all your made up mumbo jumbo. And you're also used to making money off the market and maybe even being the only ones who make money off the market. However, with Bitcoin, you've been wrong every single year for the last decade. And maybe it's time you take your L and you just move on. Bitcoin does not fit into some nice, neat little box like you want it to. And your fiat education offers no tools to evaluate this thing. And I know you like your data and your charts, but Bitcoin has this habit of destroying all your models. And you're living in our world now, and it's full of memes. To wrap up, in theory, in your theory, Bitcoin won't work. But in practice, Bitcoin is a black hole consuming all the world's monetary energy. So who is wrong, the market or your fiat models?
All your models are destroyed. All right.
Smash by for you, Brandon. Thank you, sir.
I'll smash to that.
Yeah, me too.
So this has been one of my favorite episodes to date. That is for sure. But before we go, we had a question that I think is actually a fantastic question. I'm going to put it up real quick. Can someone from Janelle pitch someone that only has $100 to spend on Bitcoin? That is $47,000. We're actually down a little bit, $46,000. But the question stands, and it's a very good one. And I think I'm going to handle this one. The thing about Bitcoin is that it is not about how expensive it is. It's about protecting your purchasing power. And yes, there's volatility. You have to understand that it could go up, that it could go down. But you can buy the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin as you want. You can buy sats. Thinking in sats is the way forward, not thinking in Bitcoins, because anyone can afford sats. You know, with $100, I can't do math right now. I'm tired. But you can buy a lot of sats. Sats are cheaper than ripples. All right, bad joke. The point is, you know, it actually doesn't matter how expensive Bitcoin is. Let's say you're born 100 years from now. You're born 100 years from now without a pot to piss in. Bitcoin is everywhere in 100 years, right? If you're earning Bitcoin and saving Bitcoin, even you, that person 100 years from now who is buying the tiniest fraction of a Bitcoin because Bitcoins are millions of dollars, you are still benefiting from the soundest money that the world has ever seen, from a money that cannot be messed with by governments, that cannot be inflated away, that provides a true form of savings, the likes of which we haven't seen ever. Because even with gold was great, but it has its flaws and Bitcoin fixes them, among other things. So that's my ramble, my rant. If anybody else would like to.
P.S. Bitcoin breaks your fucking models. Pardon my French. Sorry. So that's my place.
Repent for that during Satoshi.
Yeah, I will have to repent for that. But just a slight P.S. Brandon, that's about the time I hit the smash buy button. That's when
beautiful. I did some math for you. Oh, go ahead, Camilla.
I want to say that with $100, you can buy around 216,000 Satoshis. And that's your opportunity to give those Satoshis a forever home. So there's scarcity when it comes to Bitcoin, right? And you want to just stack as many Satoshis as you can. And honestly, super cheap. $100 for 216,000, it's a steal. You have to get on that. That's it. That's my pitch.
I love it. All right, everyone. It has been a heck of a show. I think we've got to end it here. I've got a puppy to deal with. John has a family to preserve, and even though he's going to be on Clubhouse later, everyone has things to do. We've got sats to stack. We've got Bitcoin books to read. We've got Bitcoin books to write. We've got podcasts to go on and listen to, and we've got the great word of Bitcoin to promote. Go out into your neighborhoods, tell everyone about Bitcoin. Just go out your door and yell Bitcoin as loud as you can. Maybe don't do that. But there is no but. Bitcoin's awesome. I'm going to hold on 1 second. How do I do this? There we go. Sorry, everybody. Ladies and gents, thank you for joining us. You know Swan Lounge. You love Swan Lounge. If you stuck around with us this long, I want to thank you. The Swans want to thank you. Go to swanbitcoin.com. Sign up for an automatic plan. Start stacking a little bit. Even if you only have $100, doesn't matter. Learn about Bitcoin first. Do your due diligence. Figure out what Bitcoin is. That is this revolutionary savings technology, among other things. It is many things, but that is one of them. That's what I use it for these days. You can buy a little bit. You can buy a fraction. You don't even have to buy it with Swan. Just start buying Bitcoin And we'll see you next week, folks. Everyone, real quick, I'm going to give everyone a chance to say goodbye. Everybody, I want to thank all of you for joining us. This was very, very special. And I guess I'll see you on Clubhouse.
See you in 5.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Take care.